Hello guys, this is Josh. If it's your first time watching this channel, I like to share social tips, mindset, and also my personal life. 2 months ago, I posted a video about how I graduated from college and I was struggling with looking for a full-time job. Long story short, I was unemployed for 6 months. And guess what? I finally got a full-time job in my field. Today I want to show you the 4 mistakes I made and what I learned from them when I was looking for a job. I'm also going to share the process that I have gone through, as well as how I created more opportunities for myself. Anyway, feel free to copy what I have done and use it as your own method. By the way, if you're in high school, college, universities, this video is going to be super helpful, especially if you're going to graduate soon. Anyway, let's talk about the mistakes that I've made when I was looking for a job. To give you guys some context, I finished my schooling in May 2024. My major was environmental studies. When I graduated, I realized that people around me, they have already got a job. And it took me a while to think about why did that happen? I also applied for some jobs when I was in school, but then how come I didn't get any opportunities? The mistake I made was that I didn't apply enough and I wasn't in the right season. I don't know about you guys, but in my field, usually they hire people in spring, summer, where you can do field work. So in wintertime, you will get less opportunities. However, when I was applying for jobs, it was around May, June, and so on. I realized that people were applying in January, which I did, but just not enough. So if your job also has a season, you will have to make sure that you don't miss out that season. And if you don't know that whether your field has a season for hiring, you have to talk to your friends who already have the job or the professors, or maybe just someone who you know who is in your field. The second mistake that I made was that I thought I was good enough. I could not improve more. And let me explain. As a graduate, we don't have that much experience built up. So I genuinely thought that my cover letter and resume, they were good enough. I was like, yeah, they were just as good as they could be. Wrong. They can always be better even though you don't have that much experience. If you think your cover letter and resume are good enough, then you can find something else to work on. There are skills such as interview skills, cold calling skills, emailing skills, and other skills that would be relevant when you're looking for a job. And also, don't be afraid to ask questions or just do more research because you have more time than most people who have a job already. And trust me, I know it's time consuming doing research, asking questions, and it can also be boring sometimes. However, it is a process for you to go through so you can learn and potentially get the job that you want. The third mistake that I made was that I was being too passive. If you're new to the job market, you probably applied for jobs online using maybe Indeed, LinkedIn, or some other relevant platforms. Well, in my case, I was doing that and then I realized I was being passive. Because if you're only looking for jobs online, it's not guaranteed that you will get the attention from the HR or the hiring managers. Here are some other methods that I use and learn. First of all, you need to find the company who you want to work for. And then you need to find out who can say yes to you. In that case, it may be the hiring manager. So our job when it comes to applying for jobs, yeah, I know it sounds complicated. Our job is to get attention from the hiring manager. And just think about it, hiring managers, they're probably at their 30s, 40s, just older than most of us. So what they use to communicate would be calling or emailing. As a result, you really need to find out their information. By saying that, I mean their email and phone number. I'm gonna share with you like how I usually get the hiring manager's information. So what I do is I call the HR or the company and saying that I would like to address the hiring manager on my cover letter. So I will get their first name and last name. I know that each person usually has a work email and it's usually their first name, last name at the organization. So if I follow that, I'm able to potentially email them and grab their attention. And you may be wondering like, what should I type in the email? It's just, you have to show your interest. I'm blah blah blah, I just graduated from blah 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 college. I'm really passionate about, and I know your company does. As a result, here is my resume for your future consideration. And most of the time, you won't get an answer, but sometimes you will get an email back. So that's a good sign. An answer, it's an answer, right? The fourth mistake that I made was that I was being too cocky. Listen, if you're good enough to get interview opportunities, don't be too excited about it. I'm serious. Even though you may think that the interview is gonna be so well and then you actually do well, that doesn't mean it's 100% that you're gonna get a job. Even though if you think it that way. I want you to not think about yourself doing the work, because I don't know about you, I would be picturing myself doing this work, that work, and be like, okay, maybe it's gonna fit me, or I may not even like it. So that kind of scenario will be in my head. So I would encourage you to not have any. Try to cut it off. The reason why I'm telling you this is because there were a couple times that I thought I did well on the interview, and then I ended up waiting for the opportunities, basically the job offer, to come to me. And in the end, I didn't get a job offer. So what I would say to you would be that if you finish an interview and you think it went well, you have to move on and apply for more jobs. You cannot stop the process of applying for jobs until you actually get a job offer. I know it sounds kind of horrible, but the good news is that the right job will come to you, and I believe it. Before this video ends, I know that this video is not about social skills at all, but I'll make more about social skills. If you have anything to tell me, please leave a comment. Let me know if it's helpful or maybe it's not helpful. Just comment anyway. I'll be sharing more social tips with you in the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye.